Now, after finishing our breakdown of base defense artillery, let's move on to the field artillery commanders that are highly recommended for free-to-play players. Let's begin with the first and arguably the most important officer for your field setups. Antonina Shevchenko, the champion of the people. Skill number 1. Her tactical skill, assassination. This skill targets the enemy with a precision bombardment, dealing a base damage coefficient of 1200. But if Antonina is leading an artillery troop, it increases that damage coefficient by an extra 25%, making her active strike incredibly hard-hitting. Skill number 2, counterattack. This skill increases damage intensity by 25%, but only when garrisoned in your base. Because of this strict condition, it's considered very weak for active field combat. However, don't let this weak skill fool you, because her awakening profile is where she truly shines. Skill number 3, long range. This passive skill flatly increases the firepower of this officer's artillery by 30%, giving you a massive and permanent damage boost on the field. Skill number 4, charisma. This passive skill provides a 25% officer skill boost to her troop, ensuring that your primary commander's active skills hit significantly harder during field engagements. Her awakened skill, the Motherland, is absolutely critical and makes her a must-have for any field setup. This awakening skill increases the effective range of this officer's artillery troop by up to 1 map grid. Having that extra grid of range is a complete game changer. It allows your artillery to strike from a much safer distance, completely outranging enemy counterfire and keeping your squishy units alive on the battlefield. Now, let's look at our second essential field artillery officer for free-to-play players. Let's begin with his first skill. Skill number 1, his tactical skill, Road to Retribution. When activated, it deals heavy skill damage to an enemy with a base damage coefficient of 1500. But what makes this skill truly unique for field combat is its scaling damage mechanic. This skill deals additional damage based on the actual distance between your artillery troop and the target. It adds an extra 200 damage coefficient for each additional map grid of distance. This means the further away you are from your target, the harder this tactical strike is going to hit, making it absolutely perfect for long-range field engagements. Skill number 2, his passive skill, Relentless Salvos. This skill automatically increases the damage intensity of this officer's artillery troop by 20%. But here is the best part for open field combat. While you're actively attacking an enemy troop in the field, it grants you an extra 10% damage intensity buff. This brings the total boost up to a massive 30% extra damage intensity, making your field artillery lines punch through targets significantly faster. Skill number 3, his passive skill, Dual Dominance. This skill functions as a balanced hybrid buff for your unit, increasing the officer skill boost of this officer's troop by 15%. At the same time, it provides an equal 15% increase to your officer skill resilience. This dual effect means that while your own primary commander's active tactical skills are hitting notably harder on the field, your troop simultaneously gains a solid layer of protection against incoming enemy skill damage. Skill number 4, his passive skill, Retaliatory Overture. This is a special defensive mechanic built specifically to counter high-damage enemy commanders on the field. When this officer's artillery troop is attacked by an enemy skill, it has a 75% chance to drastically reduce the damage taken from that specific attack by 50%. This powerful damage reduction can be triggered once every 8 seconds, giving your artillery lines incredible survivability against heavy enemy skill nukers. Finally, let's look at his awakened skill, Shattered Earth. This awakening completely upgrades his first tactical skill, Road to Retribution, and turns it into a devastating battlefield nuke. With this awakening, the base skill damage coefficient is pushed up from 1500 to a massive 1800. On top of that, the scaling mechanic becomes even deadlier, adding an extra 250 damage coefficient for each additional map grid of distance between your artillery and the target. This ensures that your maximum range artillery barrages will absolutely shred through enemy formations. Now, let's take a look at our third officer, Lady Shadow. She falls under the versatile and field categories, making her incredibly adaptable during open field engagements. Skill number 1, her tactical skill, Silent Pursuit. When activated, it deals heavy skill damage to an enemy with a massive base damage coefficient of 1800. But that's not all. If there are no enemies within one map grid of her troop, she hits that target with an extra tactical strike, adding a 360 damage coefficient. On top of that, it calls in a coordinated airstrike, dealing AoE damage with another 360 coefficient to up to 3 enemies within 2 map grids of the target, capped at 20% of the enemy's maximum health. Skill number 2, her passive skill, Intel Master. This skill significantly boosts the raw damage output of her unit, flatly increasing the damage intensity of this officer's troop by 20%. Additionally, when fighting out on the open field, her troop gains another extra 10% damage intensity buff. This brings the total damage intensity increase up to a massive 30%, allowing her to easily tear through enemy lines during field engagements. Skill number 3, her passive skill, Covert Connections. This skill focuses on a dual offensive amplification for your unit, increasing this officer's troop's normal attack boost by 30%. At the same time, it grants a very solid 20% increase to her officer skill boost. This combination ensures that while her standard white damage output is consistently high, her massive active tactical strike becomes even more devastating when it triggers on the field. Skill number 4, her passive skill, Deadly Dominance. This skill serves as a heavy, balanced attribute upgrade, directly increasing the firepower of this officer's troop by 25%. At the same time, it boosts the unit's total HP by an equal 25%. This straightforward injection of raw stats ensures that your field lines not only deal significantly higher sustained damage, but also gain the extra tankiness needed to survive longer under enemy fire. Finally, let's look at her awakened skill, Silent Front. This awakening enhances her first tactical skill, Silent Pursuit, and unlocks her true damage potential on the field. While the base tactical damage and the single target grid bonus remain the same, the awakening introduces a brand new mechanic. It now calls in an airstrike dealing extra AoE damage with a 360 damage coefficient to up to 3 enemies within 2 map grids of the initial target. This powerful addition turns her into a dangerous multi-target threat during chaotic field fights. Now that we've broken down all their skills, it's time to transition into the live field testing. We are going to put these officers to the test in real-time combat scenarios to see how their skill damage, range scaling, and utility actually perform under pressure. Let's jump straight into the field and analyze the numbers so you can see exactly which setups deliver the best value.
Where is my car? Well, let me do it. And what should I do? Center! I'm hungry. Can I get closer? Is that enough? Ready to cover them! They found me. I lose my life. Can I get closer? Who is next? Well, let me do it. Center! I see Odin at Valhalla! Killing is in my nature. Where is my car? Go! Ready to cover them! What should I do? No Cossacks anymore!